push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone.
Who needs a boosted board, huh?
I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block.
I love this thing. So we've now got just 2 days left of our 6-week trip to California, and we've been uploading about one video every week, and in that very first one I said there was something going on that we could tell you about. Finally, I can do it now. First, the flight. Well, the day after we landed, we got an email from British Airways saying our flight had been cancelled. That's because the flights to and from San Diego aren't actually back on again because the tourism isn't up enough. There aren't enough Brits or Americans wanting to go to London or San Diego, so we'd have to change again. The good news was, after a quick call to them, I was able to change it to going out from Los Angeles instead of San Diego. Yeah, we have to drive an extra 2 hours on the day. We can deal with that. We can still get home. The other problem we had involved these. See, I'm a good boy, and what I do is go along and check our documents regularly to make sure we're all able to fly and go places. However, because we haven't flown anywhere for 2 years, I just assumed that everything would be fine, and I was pretty sure 2 years ago everything was fine as well. Yeah, 3 weeks before, I went through the passports and my heart sunk and I felt a bit sick. In fact, a little bit of sick got up in my mouth at one point. I checked everyone's passports and they were all fine apart from one person's. Dylan's. The American passport was due to expire a week after we got out here. The English passport, even worse, expired the day we actually flew out here. So what we were going to do? Well, I thought it'd be fine. We could just 3 weeks before the holiday go up to London and get a new passport for him. In fact, you can usually do it in a day, apart from one big problem: COVID. That meant we couldn't go up to London and do it within a day. There was an emergency thing, you could go online and try and book an appointment. Also, the closest appointment was in August and we were flying in July, so that wasn't an option as well. And even then it was in Glasgow and Belfast. London wasn't free at all. So I was a bit worried, as you can imagine. So I phoned up the passport office and asked them and said, look, this is the deal, the passport runs out then. Can we get a faster one? Can we do it another way? And she said, no. There's too many things going on, COVID, she even said Brexit for some reason as well, and we couldn't actually get it done before we flew. And her answer was, you can't go, you have to postpone. Now there was a wry smile on my face because I kind of knew that we had another passport, which meant we could still go, and you can fly out on one passport and fly back on the other. But it meant that I would have to be doing something I've never done before, and that is getting an emergency passport while you're actually out there. So that's what we had to do. While everyone else was sunning themselves at the swimming pool, I had to go online and actually book in for this emergency passport. I didn't want to do it that way, but there was a way to do it. It's 100 quid. I'm not happy about losing 100 quid over something that we could have normally in normal times have got for free or just gone up and sorted out on the day, but it's something we had to do. I had to do an application form online. I had to send pictures off. I had to send pictures off of the last 5 years to show how his face has changed over the last 5 years since his last passport. We even had to do an interview live with someone as well. Usually you'd have to go up to the consulate in LA for that, but luckily because of COVID we did it online, so that COVID helped in that respect. It took longer than we thought. Don't do it a couple of days before you actually are ready to fly. It took about 10 days, I'd say, altogether for us to actually get the appointment to go up and collect our passport, and that's what we're going to do today. We're heading up to LA to get that passport so Dylan can fly home. I'm not going to take the golf cart for this one. Dylan, we're going to need this. Let's get going. Fingers crossed. We can get you back home. We have the passport. What does it look like? It's a lovely shade of blue. I've never seen that kind of blue before. Now you can go home. How do you feel?
Good.
Right, we're in the middle of Los Angeles, right next to the Walk of Fame. What what should we do? Should we go home or should we go and look at the Hollywood sign or something? Yeah? Quick, like, don't tell the girls that we've done this, okay? So we didn't make it to the Walk of Fame because it said it was going to take an hour for us to get back, and we've left the others at the beach, so we couldn't really spend that much time away. But we were in Beverly Hills anyway, and we thought we'd go around and see what we could find. And whose house did we try to get to, Dylan?
Adele's.
But there was one problem, wasn't there, Dylan? What was the problem?
You needed a car check to get in.
Yeah, so apparently security is very good in Beverly Hills Hollywood homes, which I'm very glad about. So we're going to be heading back to England on Thursday, land on Friday, and that's the end of our big 6-week trip. You can always go through what we did in the playlist here. We've got more videos from what we filmed here in this trip. They'll be coming out soon. And just so you know, we're not going to be doing weekly videos anymore. We're going to be back to normal, back to once a month, so I can actually breathe and get back to doing the day job. See you soon. Bye.